Today, we're going to be walking through the process of making an agarose gel for the gel electrophoresis process. Here are some of the tools that we're going to be using to complete this. And the first step is putting the weigh boat on the scale. This is so we can get the proper amount of agarose powder. Agarose powder is a polysaccharide that originates from seaweed, and after it's boiled, we can basically cool it down, and that is when it forms a gel-like consistency. So we are using agarose powder. We're going to be making a 1% agarose gel. So here I'm weighing out 0.5 grams of agarose, and I'm going to add that to 50 milliliters of buffer solution to get our 1% concentration. After I have weighed out the agarose powder, I'm going to add that to the flask for heating and mixing. The benefit of the weigh boat is they're flexible and they can help get different solutions and powders and things into different glassware. We're going to be using a TBE buffer. There are a variety of different buffers that scientists might use. Some folks use a TAE buffer. Essentially, TBE is best for our purposes. I'm going to be filling here to the 50 milliliter line, as I previously mentioned. Here, I'm checking the meniscus to ensure the volume of buffer solution that I'm adding. Next, I'm going to add in the stir bar into our flask. The stir bar is basically like a magnet coated in plastic, and the magnet is going to react with the heat plate. The hot plate can heat the solution, of course, and then we also have the stir function. So there's basically a magnet underneath the surface that rotates, and that is what causes the stir bar to rotate. This is helpful in dissolving different substances, so in our case, the agarose, into our TBE buffer solution. We can see it spinning here. And it's cloudy at first. What we're looking for is clearness in the solution. So it's done when it's clear, and this typically takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how hot you heat it. In order to add the CyberSafe, which is a key piece for actually visualizing our DNA on this gel, we need it to be slightly cool. So I'm going to put it under running water. And then before adding the CyberSafe solution, I'm going to activate that stir bar function as well. I'm going to set our micropipette to 5 microliters. 5 microliters is the amount, it's the volume that is needed for this specific gel that I'm pouring, where I'm only making one gel here. So I'm going to put the pipette tip on, and then this tiny vial is the CyberSafe. You'll notice that the container has a brown tint to it. That is to keep light out. Essentially, this is photoreactive. So here I'm just dispensing our CyberSafe solution, and we'll notice when I add it to our agarose gel mixture, it turns kind of an orange color, which is kind of fun. We can also see when it has been added in there. I'm going to mix that up briefly, eject my pipette tip, and then next I'm going to put together the gel box with the gel tray. So the thing with the red outline that I'm kind of pushing in here is our gel tray. In order to put the holes into the gel that are needed to run our electrophoresis, I add the comb, and then I'm going to pour in our agarose mixture. I'm putting my finger here to ensure that the stir bar doesn't fall into the gel case, the gel tray. And then finally, I'm going to pop any air bubbles with a pipette tip just to ensure we have a really nice gel. After about 10 to 20 minutes, it's going to be cooled. We can take out the comb. I will remove the gel tray, and I'm going to take the gel from the gel tray. You can kind of see at the top there, we have the wells. That's where we're going to add the sample. I'm going to put the gel into the gel box. And if we were running this in class, we would add buffer over the top of this, put the lid on, and that would be the production of the 1% agarose gel.